Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is an S-51. It's the Tier 7 Soviet SPG that's not on the normal tech tree, it's off the KV2. And this one is located on the west spawn of Studzianki under the command of UKSkaface. Well, it's maybe Tier 7, but it's got the 203mm B4 howitzer capable of 1050 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armor, but it also has a correspondingly long reload time, 44.13 seconds. That's huge. And this is the Arty known as the Unicorn, mainly because it looks like one in anyway. So it's got this big horn sticking out the front, and it's actually the hull of a KV-1S. In fact, when they were developing the S-51, they actually tried fitting the gun to two hulls that were joined together, but it literally shook the hulls apart because this gun is so powerful, incredibly powerful. In fact, the 203mm gun was the mainstay of the Soviet arsenal, that and the 152mm one. And that's why they produce so many of them. That's why many Soviet Artys either have one or the other. The BR2 rather, or the B4 howitzer. It's one of the two. Well, we've got a couple of targets, but we can't hit them because the trajectory of the shell would actually impact those buildings. To the south, we've got a 45 TP making his way to the church. Now, it's just dialing in at the moment, UKSkaface, but once he is fully dialed in, he should be able to put a shell fairly close to that 45 TP. Rounds out. Oh, it hit the building, hit the church. Save 5 Hail Marys. If you're not a Catholic, you won't get that, but it's a prayer you have to say in rote. Hail Mary, full of grace. Well, I'm not Catholic, but I don't know the full one. But there again, yes, you'll get it if you are a Catholic. The priest says you have to say in penance. Now, is that 45 TP still there? Probably, because we've just got a back dog who's moved into the dip. And the 45 TP is probably going to want to come to that corner to defend. If he stays where he is at the moment, he's relatively safe from UKSkaface's gun. There are a couple of enemies who have been spotted a bit further away. Yes, that's the one I was looking at. A Tiger 88 who's firing across the centre at our black dog. And we're dialing in, almost ready to go. Now, ready to go. Rounds out. Tiger's going to get hit. 332. It's fairly accurate, but it was a splash. It's tracked him. He's stuck there. He can't move down whilst he's tracked, unless he burns his repair kit. Now, the other bad thing about this Arty is that it doesn't come with many shells. No, with the 203mm howitzer, you only get 12 shells to fire. But considering the reload time is 44.13 seconds, you're not really going to be able to fire that much more than 12. Because you've only got 15 minutes of the game. But it does mean that, technically speaking, you could run out of ammo before the end of the game. Right, he fires around in Tiger. Direct hit on its side of 465 hit points. That's a non-penetrating hit, but a big one. Shells are still going in there. And somebody's pinging the map at the back. They're saying that there's a tank destroyer in grid square K9. That might be a target for UKSkaface to have a go at once they spot him. We can't fire at something we can't spot, although I suppose we could look for the tracers to see where the tracers are coming from and going to. Something that not a lot of tank drivers know is it is possible to see the tracer on some of these maps, but you have to look very closely to see it. Okay, an Su-130PM Tier 8 Premium Soviet Tank Destroyer located up near the forest, and he's popping down just to take a shot at our Su-130PM who's in the bushes. Now, if he stays where he is, UKSkaface will have difficulty feathering a shell in there because it's over a ridge line. but he might be able to get a hit on that target. Ideally, we need our T-71 just to pop up, find out where he's gone. And again, they're pinging the map for K9. Come on, T-71, find out where the SU-130PM is. He just doesn't want to get up there. He's risking a shell from that SU-130. Oh, he's found him. Rounds out. Splashes him for 263. And I think the T-71's now realised this. As long as he keeps that SU-130PM in his sights, he's going to pick up spotting distance. It's going to be difficult to get a shell on those guys in the factory. Although surprisingly, there's nobody opposing them the other side of the factory. You'd think that they would have taken advantage of that by now. Come through the factory. But maybe the T-71 and the SU-130PM are stopping them from doing so. Well, we have lost a few tanks in this game so far. We're actually 2 tanks down on the enemy. Rounds out in this SU-130PM. Direct hit right into his side. 489. Now, I would have thought that would have been a penetrating shot, but because the armor on the SU-130PM is particularly weak, and this shell should have just carved straight through it. But that was a non-penetrating shot. He's still there. I think we could hear some trees being knocked down by him. That roaring fire going on in the forest to the left, just outside the frame of the map. A lot of people don't understand or know about the Battle of Studzianki and what actually happened. Well, it was a horrendous battle. The Soviets guards regiments were pushing the German forces back, and the Germans threw one of their elite units, the Panzer units, I think it was, or was it the parachute regiments, into the battle. I think these were part of the Luftwaffe, and they pushed them into the fight, and these people were absolutely ruthless. They were actually very nasty as well. I believe they did shoot on unarmed individuals. Oh, good shot there! Took out the E-25. I think they actually, rather than taking out unarmed individuals, I think, if I remember correctly, they shot people who were surrendering, or was it that they... I think they were using human shields. That was it, yes. It was something absolutely horrendous, which had not really been seen before, so it was a war crime. But these guys were actually doing it, and they were putting up a hell of a defense, which was making it very difficult for the Soviets to take the area. In fact, actually, it wasn't just the Soviets, it was a Polish regiment, or Polish forces, which were involved. And of course, this battle did take part in Poland. Of course, this map was brought into the game to celebrate the introduction of the new the new Polish tanks. Well, UKSkaface is relocating. I think he's had enough of firing from that position. He's still got 5 rounds left, and he's doing his best not to knock any trees down to give away his position to the enemy Arty, who happens to be an M12. Now, he's got slightly more rounds than UKSkaface. He's got 20 rounds to play with, but even that is not really enough for this battle. It does mean he can fire more frequently, though. Okay, so he's changed position now to see if he can get better shots on those guys in the factory or on the south edge of the map, and he's looking at grid square K9, which is where the requests for fire were actually being made to. If they locate where the tank destroyer is located, he'll put a round in on it. But he's put a round in on that bush, and there's the M12. He's been spotted in the open, and he's relocating now. I do not understand why that guy was doing that, but the enemy is now losing badly. 6 tanks down. So from 2 tanks down on our side, the enemy has suddenly lost a huge number of tanks, and they're basically desperate now. There's a 110 up there in the north. Dialing in on his position, we're still loading. He's just sitting in the bushes. He's not moving. Any second now, round will be out. Okay, round's out. Here we go. Direct hit. Knocked all the trees down around him. All of them fell. Well, it would actually. It would have uprooted quite a large area if a shell like that landed on a field. It would create a massive crater. A lot of people in this game just do not appreciate the damage that some of these shells do. The 155mm shells do a lot, but a 203mm or even a 240mm shell can do a massive amount of damage. A football field size field of damage. It would be a massive crater right in the center of the impact point. If you ever get the chance, have a look on... there's the Scorpion. He fires around in 103 hit points from Splash. He pulls back just in time to avoid it, but we pick up the stun assist. Okay, there's still 4 enemy up there. A Wizzy 132 near the factory. The 110 is still in the north. And that means that there has to be a tank destroyer and a medium tank that we haven't found. Well, the Panther II was last seen in grid square F8. There he is. And the SU-101's now been found. We're almost loaded. And we'll make a terrible mess of this Panther II if we hit him. He's still got most of his hit points. 90% of his hit points. Rounds out. Now he's got a little less. But that was only 24 hit points because the shell hit the ridgeline. But UKSkaface has picked up some stun assist. Mind you, we just lost our 45 TP to that Panther II's gun. That incredibly long gun. He's not loaded yet, even though the mods are saying okay. He's not loaded. But he is almost loaded. Lost sight of him, but we've marked the area. Okay, he's loaded, but he can't see the Panther II, so he doesn't want to fire just in case. It's his last round. Ideally, he'd want to fire on the last enemy tank with his last round and take out that tank to get a Faden's medal. But there's the Panther II. He's been spotted, but he's behind the house. Oh, he's moving. He's moving. He stopped. Oh, and he goes down. No, we're going for the SU-101 instead. Dialing in. Almost ready. 3, 2, 1. He's ready to go, but rounds out. On the move. Direct hit right into his side. 429 hit points. And he goes down immediately afterwards. But UKSkaface is now out of ammo. He's got nothing left. And there's the 110 killed. And that means the game is over. It's a victory. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. And it's an ace tank for UKSkaface in the S-51. He also managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13 in that one. A Gore's medal for doing more damage than 10 times the hit points for his own vehicle. And he got a Confederate as well. Would you believe it? Yep, he only got 1 kill during the game, but he definitely hit enough tanks to do the Confederate. His win 8 for the game was 3,878, which is very comfortably super unicum. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, funnily enough, he got the highest damage on his team, but he didn't get the highest damage overall in the game. The Scorpion G managed to pick up the high caliber for 3,538 hit points of damage on the enemy team, and 3,474 went to that Panther II with his very big gun. And so, yes, he was the highest score on his team with 2,933 points, and of course the Gores and Confederate to UKSkaface. When it came to kills, though, it was shared. The Scorpion G on UKSkaface's team and the SU-130PM got 3 kills each, and so did 3 members of the enemy team, the Scorpion G, the Panther II, and the 110. And I'm afraid UKSkaface only the 1 kill, but that doesn't matter because when you look at base XP, he's top. 1,108 base experience points in that game, and that's mainly because he was tier 7 in a higher tier game, a tier 8 game. The P-43 Turk managed 1,105, and again he was lower tier, and 829 went to the Scorpion G. He fired all 12 rounds, emptied his magazine in that game. As you saw, there was about a minute or so left over. He could have fired another round. 4 direct hits, no penetrations, 10 splash, damage of 2,933 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 7 of the enemy, killed 1, and did 1,162 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. And yes, that stun assist is going to be a bit of a problem when the new changes to Arty shells comes in, if they take them out of the sandbox and put them onto the live server. We'll talk about that in another video. On a premium count, he earned 56,156 credits, and after resupply of ammunition took away 33,236 credits profit. He got 4 bonds for getting the Gores and the Confederate. The Gores is worth 3, the Confederate's worth 1. And 1,662 XP times 2 for the first victory, 100% as a personal reserve bonus, so he took away 4,986 experience points altogether. So not a bad game for UKSkaface in the S-51. Not always nice to get an ace tanker in this vehicle. It's so difficult because you only get so many shells and you have to make them work. And that's why it's better. It's good for the, what we'd say, the shits and giggles. You know, it's the gun to play, just to have a laugh and see how well you can do with limited ammo. So well done, UKSkaface. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel. Hit that little notification button, the little bell symbol, so you get alerted when a new video comes out. We're trying to put as many as we can out before Christmas. We're trying to get to 5,000. We're hoping that Wargaming will recognise this because, after all, this channel is the premier channel for Arty battles in the world of tanks. No other channel features as many Arty battles as we do, and of course we do feature tank battles as well. We've got super unicums and we've got ordinary schmoes having a really good day. So yeah, thanks for watching.